rattle on offense.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Handoff to the single running back. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
And just a great job on the defense being stout, right? That's your job. Be stout up front, stuff in the run play, make them get in more passing situations, but do not let them run the football. That's 101. Stop the run first.
On third down, he drops to throw. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. And the Sun Devils decide to punt it away. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Hauls it in and looking upfield. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Under fire. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He'll be knocked out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Good pickup there.
And that's a missed opportunity by the defense, because if this quarterback is going to decide to run the ball, you have got to make him pay. You at least have to hit him and put him on the ground. I know they didn't give up a big, long, explosive run, but you got to get shots on this guy when you can. That time, they let him get out of bounds.
And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends on the field, get the QB under center, student body right, and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style. Man, he is hard to bring down.
Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. Backed up now, here's second and long. Wide receiver going in motion. To throw, it's Underwood. Here's a heat. With the catch, it's McCulley. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
Trying play action. That's reeled in. It's Haynes. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
Pressure coming. Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. And it just turns out to be a missed opportunity. You get the ball in the red zone, and you turn it over.
Momentum, it plays a big role for teams and especially for offenses. And when you have chances like that, when you're down in this area of the field, you've got to be able to come away with points. Even if it's not going to be a touchdown, you are not leaving this area of the field without putting at least 3 up on the board. Missed opportunity for the other.
I love it. The defense brings extra bodies near the line of scrimmage. They choose to blitz, get to him, try to speed up the processor just a little bit, force the scramble, no damage done. Nice job by this defense making him think really quickly and make a decision.
Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Looking to pass. It's Levin. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. And he was on the races. Finally tripped up at the 36.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Off the play fake. Throws to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, no question where this quarterback is going to be trying to go with the football in this game, right? He's looking for his big play wideout. And the defense knows it. They had him covered that time.
Looking to throw again. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46. The Sun Devils will try to pin them back with the punt. First punt was gorgeous. Let's see if he can do it again.
I fought under real there.
I
did that first time.
Bounces out of bounds.
I threw that fucking quick. That's their fault.
Opening snap of this drive comes from the 31-yard line. Looking for a gap. It's Haynes. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
And a nice job by the offense picking up the blitz, understanding that extra guy was coming, and creating just a little bit of a hole for that running back to slither through and get some positive yards.
Quickly out to the tight end. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab. And the quarterback stuck it right in the keyhole, and they've got it down to the 30-yard line. Making great decisions. That's what all of the legendary Michigan quarterbacks have done. John Navarre, Elvis Gerbach, and the guy, can't remember, drafted in the 6th round by the Patriots.
Yeah, that guy, what was his name? Tom Brady? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, he was pretty good, too. But when you think about Michigan, you don't always think about the quarterbacks, and you don't always think about airing it out. But again, if you want to be a great college football team nowadays, you better be able to throw that pigskin.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down.
I ain't missing by that much, though.
When they get hit, and when they get hurried, and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
Bringing the heat. Finds his man. It's Moore. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. Both sides trying to find a little rhythm and efficiency and move the ball some here as we start the 2nd quarter. Maybe they would consider the field goal here, but the offense is staying out there on 4th down. Needs it to keep this drive alive. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on 4th down?
That play call,
How about the defense coming up big on 4th and short? You know they're going to run the football. Great job stacking the box, getting the big stop.
Gonna run it. It's Udo. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Unloads to the wideout. Got his man.
Let him cross your face.
They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
Like
Nice
that.
completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
Motion from the wide receiver. Back to throw, it's Levin. Got it in the middle, it's Moss. Knocked off his feet.
If you're going to attack and have success against man coverage, you've got to have great timing between the quarterback and the wide receiver. Really nice rapport. You could tell these two have been spending a lot of time this offseason throwing to one.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stopped him short. He does not pick up the first down.
And this guy has been a dominant force early in this game. We're still in the first half. He already has a sack. He gets a tackle for loss there. He's playing so well with his eyes right now. He's reading his keys, and he's letting his God-given ability put him in the backfield to make these plays.
A bold decision to go for it on fourth down, and one that did not pay off.
Okay.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Makes the grab, it's Haynes. Makes the grab and not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
And the Wolverines in a good spot here with second and short. The pull and throw off the RPO. There he goes. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
It's a scoreless game, but it feels like after that completion, that may finally break. It's been tough sledding for both of these offenses. That time, they had the matchup they wanted. They took the shot. Really nice throw. Maybe that's the play that generates the first points of this game.
And that big gainer on the last one has been threatening from inside the 10.
Should have hit the fucking hole, bro.
You want to end the play quickly, get in the backfield that fast, get to the guy, and get him on the ground. Nice job penetrating right from the snap, getting off the ball so quick, penetrating the backfield and making something happen.
He wants it all. Touchdown, Wolverines. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And it's so underrated, the relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when they're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. They'll send the back in motion. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. Dropping back, it's Levin. Picked off. What a play to set him up.
I'll tell you what, when you come out and own the end zone, in the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to kind of get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in beautiful scoring field position already. Really bad play by the offense.
They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
And for DBs out there trying to stop these short slant routes against man coverage, being physical is really key. You want to get your hands on the wide receiver and really try to disrupt that timing between the QB and his target.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. Wolverines will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll move the wide receiver. Little touch pass to the receiver. Looking for the end zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Michigan. That touchdown puts them up by at least 2 scores. Too early to say it's over? Probably, but boy, it's starting to feel that way.
It might not be over, but you're in trouble. You better find some answers really, really quickly. This team has put everything together, and right now you got nothing going. Come on, give me something.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
Ciao, James. Here's a James.
He'll bring it out. It's Moss. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Plenty of time to work. Not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Looking downfield, it's Levitt. Going over the top. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Yeah, and I love taking deep shots. I think it makes cornerbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you can tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move.
For the 3-4. So Eric's pass is throwing through his
They'll snap it from the 36. They've got a first down.
James heating up.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws to the tight end. Hauls it in. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
He's wrestled to the ground.
You finally get a female to be expected.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Unleashes to the end zone. He kept him out of the end zone, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Offense rushing to the line of scrimmage. Clock is stopped for the 1st down. They'll try to get it off quickly. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2.
Well, and you see the sense of urgency now going up, right, David, on defense. You're creating a negative play with their backs up against the wall.
Everybody's selling out to stop the run. Nice job being aggressive by this defense.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Sun Devils.
And you're going to need more of this in the second half. That's the way you punctuate a drive at the end of the first half. To put this to a one-possession game, need more of that physicality in the second half.
That's because the truth is.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7.
It's like this throughout the whole, like we do, like a tangible. This is what makes the opponent. You can't be in a leadership position and run like that. As an example, do you remember John Bader? Bader was a disaster.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Stewart. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Making side adjustments here. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Forced out of the pocket. Unloads to the right. It's caught downfield. Get it down to the 28-yard line. It is a first down, and they have to show some urgency here. Wants to throw. It's Underwood. Throws to the wideout. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
We hear about shot plays all the time. Offensive coordinators love to take deep shots down the field. They plan them. They plan when they're going to do them. And I bet you we're going to see a few more throughout this game.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Off play action. Steps away. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. He lost one down the sideline. Makes the catch down the right side. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to go up top on first down. Here's the pressure. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining. On second down, they'll try the field goal to get the points before halftime. And it's no good. And the margin remains at 7 after the minute. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half as we head to the studio for halftime. Just about set to get this second half underway. And with that kickoff going out of bounds, they will get great field position to start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty.
That's why we have a cycle. That's why we have the beautiful gift of being able to make babies. That's what makes it win and win it. So, yes, there can be an outlier here and there.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You've got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Pocket breaking down. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And I think this team knew going into halftime trailing, their defense was going to have to step up here in the second half. And on the very first play of the third quarter, they get a sack. That is good news for this defense.
Motion from the back. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. He's going to fire deep. Snatches it on the right. Flips the field in an instant, and he has it down to the 25-yard line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws, just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
And the Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. To the air, it's Underwood. Makes the grab, it's Haynes. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
After coming up with back-to-back explosive plays, here they are 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works
You
his
keep
way.
calling me lady. You want me to put my
Just
name?
answer the question. I don't remember your name. Why am I supposed to remember your name? Answer the question. Answer the question.
Now on
Listen,
second and
paying
goal.
$14.99 a month for a streaming app and $9.99 a month for a music app.
This is crazy. Women are not the hero.
Tries again to get it in.
Women are not the hero.
And he takes it
See,
in
this
for a
guy came
score.
out.
Touchdown, Wolverine. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of business.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them.
Just reaching.
And that was not what they had in mind as the kickoff sails out of bounds. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty.
He thinks he's like,
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a
Go.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. To the air, it's Levin. Now improvising. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers and he couldn't hold on.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Pulls it in. It's Brown. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be fourth down. And the Sun Devils moving quickly to the line. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Oh, they're after him. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26.
That's a big-time completion. Guys, I think they caught the defense napping right there. I think everybody on defense thought that they were going to maybe throw to the sticks on that one, but instead, the quarterback had some other ideas. He had a matchup he loved, one-on-one, vertically down the field. He took advantage of it. This guy made a great catch. Let's keep this drive going.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. The SBA is raising the volume on second and goal. They'll run play action. Here comes the heat. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
I want to be aggressive in these situations. When I got second and goal, I want to go out and try to get that touchdown. But I do like how he didn't force the ball to coverage, didn't make a big mistake, throw a turnover in this area. You want to make sure you can guarantee points. You still got third and goal coming up if you want to go for it on fourth.
And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
Nice job by the defense. They knew coming into this one, this running back was dangerous catching the football, so really good job getting him down on the ground, now setting up 4th and goal.
Looking to throw, it's Levis. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona State. Fit it in the window for the score.
And I like the decision to go for it. And I think a lot of people probably thinking this close to the goal line, 4th and goal, they're going to power it in. Nice job. They had this play ready. They go with the pass. Nice throw, nice catch. Huge job and huge execution on 4th down.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Stewart. Smashes him with the stiff arm. That's the way to get it out of your own end. Takes it all the way up to the 25 before going out of bounds. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking downfield on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37.
Well, the tight end shows off his speed. See his ability there to separate from the defender trying to cover him on that drag route.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Handoff to the single back.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it. Now it's just going to be a passing game.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Back to throw, it's Underwood. Under fire. And he scoots his way to the 1st down and then slides to avoid the hit. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Off play action on 1st down. Starting to feel a little pressure. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
This is so interesting right now watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock. They found something on defense they're taking advantage of. 2 straight completions. I won't be surprised if they throw it again.
The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. It's reversed. Powers through the defenders.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I love the versatility of wide receivers now. You can handle the football in many different ways. But I like this. Get him going full speed in motion. He's already got all that speed built up. Hand him the football. He can shoot up 5 yards in a hurry. Get you those critical yards you need to put you in better situations.
Moving away from pressure. And he just held on to the football too long, and the defense rolled him out of bounds and forced the loss. The #1 job is to protect your quarterback, and they weren't able to do it long enough that time.
This offensive line, Reese, they've got to do a better job communicating pre-snap and try and figure out which people on defense are going to be rushing the passer. Right now, this offense just looks confused up front.
Hey, how about it? How about the old toss play, all right? QB catches the ball, tosses it to the running back. Listen, it's got to be thrown out in front of him so he can continue to run. And then the offensive line has to do a really good job of getting the edge so he can get north and south. You used to see that play a ton back in the day. You just don't see much of it anymore.
Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it. The second down's coming.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up. And if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Looking for a huge play. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
Yeah, I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
He's got an open man. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on third down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight it, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not quick underneath, find him, go make those contested catches.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down and 2nd and 6. From the gun, the ground game. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. Past the sticks, and he may get more. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Well, right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
And nice answer by this defense. You give up a big play, you go take a big play. Sometimes you get down yourselves and one play turns to 2. Nice job by this defense, getting a sack, creating some momentum.
That's caught. It's Tyson. And he'll be smacked to the ground.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Big noise, big house, trying to rile up this Michigan defense on third down. Deep shot for the end zone. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Got it in the middle. It's McClain. They'll stop it short. Just what they needed as they get the ball back to their offense.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
I know you took a loss on first down there trying to run the football, but you've got the lead. You've got to continue to run the football. And this is a big challenge now for your offensive line. Those guys up front, you've got to find a way against a defense that knows you're going to do it.
They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. They'll line up for a second down play. Off the bootleg, wants to toss it. Keeps looking downfield. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Yeah, and great job by the linebacker understanding what to do in zone coverage. I drop, I take my steps. When that quarterback's feet get set, my feet get set. I break on the football. Nice break. Way to go break that up and swat it down.
And the Wolverines are in a mess here on 3rd and a mile. Rushes on him. He throws one to the left. He's got it inside the 30. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. That penalty cost them a 3rd down conversion, and now they'll have to try it from a little farther away.
That's just like, Kevin Durant, your thoughts? Pretty sick. You got Kevin Durant.
The Wolverines need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on 3rd down. They'll keep it on the ground. The clock is on their side. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. And the Wolverines will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards and how about the yoke? Arizona State has the ball back in the offense, making its way onto the field. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let the moment get too big. Play within yourself, David, because this guy's practiced the situation before.
No doubt. Use the sidelines. They're your friend. I don't have to take deep shots, throw beyond the 1st down marker so I can stop that clock for a little bit and possibly use my timeouts.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
Thinking about using a timeout right here after that run play. Listen, I get you're trying to keep the defense off guard, but you're losing this game. You've got to throw the football. Now is the time. You've got to be aggressive, trailing in this 2-minute situation.
This late in the game, 4th quarter, go time. We got to make plays. We got to go to those things that really, really work well. We can't waste too many more downs. I know it's 3rd down coming up, but we got to put this thing in full throttle.
And he scoots out of bounds, picks up the 1st down, gets the clock stopped, and now they're in business in plus territory. He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo mode on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down. 4th quarter, need a score. Great execution to get the 1st down. We need a lot more of this on this drive.
And he makes a grab. Defense draped all over him, and it's 1st and goal at the 9. Looking to throw, it's Levitt. He's got him still on his feet. Touchdown, Sun Devils! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Man, great execution. That is how it's done late in the football game. Now, all you need is that extra point. Bring the kicker out there. This is what you do. Just like practice, knock it through the uprights, tie this football game, and we might be looking at overtime soon.
And he knocks it through for the tie here in the 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on 1st down. Under fire. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. Here's a heat. He'll off one deep down the left side. And this is going to be intercepted. A big play in a tie game. Never had a chance to get rolling after the pick, but he gives him the ball in prime field position at the 40.
You need a guy.
He wants to start this drive with a pass. Pressure coming. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
And, man, this is a tough spot to be in as this offense. And the defense is so deep, and you wonder if that's why they threw the ball underneath. But, golly, with the clock where it is, you have to get somewhere down the field to...
And this will be picked off. A costly turnover in a tie game. The pressure was rising. Drama just encapsulating this entire stadium, and the defense comes up with that pick.
Yeah, so the quarterback, he's got to be able to handle this situation. Obviously, everything gets elevated. Everything has to happen a split second sooner. You feel the crowd noise. You can feel the energy, but you've got to keep your poise.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Incomplete, the final play of regulation, and now we head to overtime. They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. Looking for space. It's Haynes. Got it into the red zone. Dragged down at the 18-yard line.
Man, you play this whole game back and forth, into overtime. Now you got a chance to set the tone, run the football in overtime, and be a little physical.
And if you can run the ball and not put it in jeopardy by throwing passes, got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Michigan. They strike first here in overtime.
This defense is going to have to do a better job being physical. That's 2 rushing touchdowns they've now allowed. They have got to be better close to the line of scrimmage.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They know what's in front of them. They have to answer that score with a touchdown. Scanning the field, it's Levitt. Fires to the wideout. He makes a grab. Touchdown, Arizona State. They got it in, and now an extra point away from the tie.
You've got to be impressed with the level of execution here in the second drive of OT. 1 play, score a touchdown, and now it's decision time, David. You kick the extra point and keep this thing going, or do you go for 2 and try to win?
Yeah, and you're right. The response was amazing. I mean, you give up a touchdown, you have a tendency to get down on yourself. No. First play, great execution. Now, do I go for the win? Do I play this safe, or do I go try to take this moment right now and get the W?
We play on first down here in the second overtime period. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
I'll tell you, this quarterback has just been in a great rhythm all game long. With that last completion, he's now over 300 yards passing.
First and goal, they'll try to take the lead here in the second overtime. A first down run in the red zone. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Now second and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
I don't know about that play call, man. Your quarterback's already thrown 3 TDs in this game. Pollack, let him cook them.
Yeah, I mean, trying to show some balance, but he has had a great day.
If he runs this back, this game's over. And the takeaway will put the finishing touches on this one.
I tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to try him much more. Goodness gracious, you can tell he's ready for what he's seeing. Second interception. I would not throw near that guy anymore. You want to try the other side of the field.
First down, and this defense is desperate. Any kind of scoring, it's over. able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22. With the first possession of overtime, you have an opportunity to turn up the heat, but you're also one mistake away from putting yourself in a bad spot.
I'm about to say, turn up the heat. Don't turn that thing over, because that pretty much guarantees you a loss. You got the football. You can still be aggressive, but I do like the run on the first play out the gate.
He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
At this point of the game, you just got to wonder if the defense is getting tired. Here in OT, they just don't seem to have the punch up front that like they had earlier in the game, and they're just playing on their heels.
Motion from the wideout.
He was a 22-year-old.
The give to the back. He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6. With a condensed field in overtime, if you can establish the run, it is a huge advantage.
Big-time advantage. You establish your physicality, come out the gates, put you in a positive way now.
Few seasons, I do think it's somewhat overlooked just how high of a ceiling he has, especially on the Hawks, because if you were to create a player in a lab...
Guess what? I get to make a lot of highlights. I can copy and paste all of these touchdowns, show everybody the game I had. And defense, well, you just have to shake your head because you've been getting dominant.
After Johnson's emergence, Atlanta got blessed with the #1 pick in the draft, and instead of drafting a project